Yo, what's up, guys? This is Tiensinoakuma here, or rescuing. Oh, I did it again. With a, what is this? A 1700, 1800 Elo game. Yes, this is definitely 1800. I'm 1760 or something, and I think I was like the last pick or second to last pick. Anyways, so as you can see here, I'm playing MF, and some of you should know that I do not play AD carry. I can go mid, I can go top, I can jungle, I can support, but I do not play AD carries. I just don't. It doesn't connect to me, or more like I did not spend the time to ever learn how to play an AD carry correctly. So there are a lot of things that I do not know how to do with an AD carry. But fortunately, since we are at a lower ELO, it doesn't matter. This is what's going on in this game, what's going to happen in this game, is basically what is an example. It's an example of what I've been saying many times when I tell people to learn one champion, stick to one champion when learning the game, and then start branching out and learning other champions. As I said before, and as I'll keep saying, once you start out with one champion, master that champion. With that one champion, you'll understand how to play the game through that champion. You don't have to play a bunch of champions to learn the game. You just need to play one champion. And so me, being a primarily mid player and slash top with Katarina and Xin Zhao, I've watched other people play, and I know how this game works. And so because of that, even though I rarely ever play AD carries, like this is probably actually my second time this month or something, not month, since last month. But overall, during this entire year, I've probably played AD carries less than 10 times. Not even 10, less than 5 times maybe. So yeah, so basically this is just me playing an AD carry with just my experience from playing other lanes and watching other people play. So I'm definitely going to be making really dumb mistakes. For example, I just walked into an Ezreal Q. I keep taking pointless damage, but whatever. That's just how it works. Alright, so let's get started. So this is, like I said, this is an 1800. Elo went up way too quickly, so I probably have to get another Smurf account for 1400s and 1500 games, Elo games, if I want to make videos there. Now, so as you can see, I'm playing Misfortune. She's actually the only AD carry I have, since this Smurf account only has MF as an AD carry. It doesn't even have Ashe, but I prefer MF. She's a little bit funner. Now, MF has some problems. Riot hasn't really paid too much attention to her. That's primarily because people don't really play her much, but she definitely needs some help. And one of the things she needs help with, one of the many things she needs help with, is her passive. Her passive breaks too easily. Basically, her passive gives her movement speed over time, just free movement speed, but it breaks as soon as she takes damage. So she can take she can lose 10 HP from getting hit by a caster creep, and then she's going to lose that movement speed buff. And they definitely need to change that. They changed Garen so that his passive health regen doesn't get popped by getting hit by creep. So they also need to do that with MF as well. As you can see here, I'm bouncing her Qs off creep to nail Ezreal. That's the only advantage she has against other AD carries, since she does not have any kind of reliable escape skills. Now, that's another problem. Her spells cost way too much mana. You can just double up her Q spell that I used to harass Ezreal from afar. It costs 75 mana, okay? At level 2. Look at Ezreal's Q. It costs 28 mana. You see that? See the difference in terms of mana cost? A lot of her skills need a lot of mana cost adjustments. For example, look at Ezreal's ult. It costs 100 mana. Misfortune's ult costs 150 mana. It needs to be 100 mana, definitely, for sure. Same, and her Q needs a mana cost reduction. So just basically, Misfortune needs a lot of help, and Riot's just been ignoring her and trying to do other things. And that was a really nice grab by Blitzcrank. Notice here that this entire game, he's thrown 2 grabs and he's nailed every single one of them. He's 2 for 2 right now. That's something really important to notice. He's playing very well as Blitzcrank. Notice that he doesn't spam Qs, and that's something you shouldn't do. You should never spam Qs. It wastes mana, and especially on Blitzcrank, since if you spam your Q, you're going to have a weaker mana barrier, okay? Because you're going to have less mana. And also, the less Qs you throw, the more cautious your enemy is going to be. The moment you throw your Q and you miss, your enemy has 20 seconds to do whatever the heck they want, because your grab is going to be down. You're going to have that's Blitzcrank's trump card right there. His grab is his trump card. As a champion, his trump card is his grab. And if it's down for 20 seconds, which is the initial cooldown, let's see, 17.1, he leveled it up, so it's like a second faster. But anyways, it's your trump card, and so if it's on CD, that's not good. So it's always good to try to nail grabs as much as possible rather than throwing them out as much as possible, if that made any sense. Now, let's see, I went back, I picked up a Doran's Blade and some Berserker Greaves. My build isn't my own build, it's just me following what other people do. I see them do it and I'm like, okay, that makes sense, I'll do it too. It's not my own created build, it's just the standard 80 carry build. I'll be finishing with Infinity Edge, Boots, Phantom Dancer, Last Whisper, Guardian's Angel, and a Bloodthirster. That's the standard 80 carry build I see all the time, so that's what I'll be using from my experience of watching other people play. Now also notice how I'm playing MF here. Her Q, whenever I don't try to harass the enemy by walking up to them, because I'm not good at that, unfortunately. But I'm harassing them with her Q. Her Q is about the same as a Katarina, it's like a Katarina Q. The reason why it's similar to a Katarina Q is because this is how bounces work. For every single type of bounce, what I believe happens and what I think is actually true is when you bounce, you have a bounce skill. That bounce bounces, the max bounce range of that bouncing skill is the initial range of that skill itself. So for example, MF's Q, you can't see it right now, but it has a certain range. It's actually smaller than her auto attack, which I think needs a little buff because I think that's a little bit stupid. But it's going to bounce to anything behind the target. So that's why you notice how whenever I use it, I'm always throwing it behind creep. I mean at the last creep at the end, so it's definitely going to hit them. Yeah, see that right there? Bounce it off the last minion. And you also angles are really important too. If you throw it at a good angle, it's going to hit them for sure. So anyways, when you bounce, you got to make sure that it's the correct distance to hit the enemy. You don't want to bounce it when they're too far away. So in order to do that, just keep in mind that the bounce will bounce as far as the initial range of the Q itself. So for example, if the Q is 600 range skill, by the way, there's Pantheon. If Q is a 600 range skill, it's going to bounce 600 range after it hits the first thing. I don't know why Blitzcrank just walked up like that. That was just not smart of him. I should have went in and just like auto attack Nunu and killed him. But I thought Blitzcrank would be smart enough to back out. Like we even pinged Pantheon. We were like, Pantheon's here, get out. And so I was in like escaping mode. I was like, okay, I'm going to the turret. But Blitzcrank just ran up and attacked the Nunu, and I got completely confused. By the way, over here, what happened? You'll see that there's two Pantheon circles because the first one and the second one. But anyways, I saw Pantheon. Okay, map awareness, really important. These wards are very, very well placed wards. See, let's go back a little bit. Okay, so at this moment, let's move back even further. Alright, so at this moment, I'm at the turret. I see Pantheon going up, so I think, okay, it's fine. I can 1v1 Ezreal because I have a ton of creep. Okay, and then at this exact moment, I see, oh wait, Pantheon stopped moving. Maybe he's jumping. Okay, and so I'm like, crap. So I start backing out right even before I see the circle. And because of that, I'm making him waste his ult. So for me, it was worth it. I wasted his ult. That means we don't have to worry about him ganking any other lanes for the next, what? How long is his ult timer? 114 seconds. Wow, that's actually... Why is it 114 seconds? That's ridiculous. It's like a mini global ult, not a global, that's why I say mini global ult, and it's a 114 second cooldown with blue buff, while MF is a 120 second cooldown. Alright, maybe it's just the blue buff is just too strong. By the way, yep, there you go, dead. By the way, a lot of people, when in some random Fiora game, I have a Fiora game, and a lot of people comment like, you shouldn't max Q first, you should max W first. And I really don't understand what your logic is to be picking up W first. Like, really, I need a logical explanation as to why you want to max W first. See, look at this. W at level 1 gives you 15 attack damage and it deflects damage, alright? So that's great. Okay, I get more damage and I can reflect an auto attack. But you're honestly, the only reason why you would get W is only to increase attack damage. It's not to deal more damage with your It's not to reflect damage, because I think cooldown goes down if you max it as well. So cooldown goes down, damage goes up, and passive attack damage goes up, and you get a stronger active to parry, riposte, an auto attack from the enemy. And honestly, your enemy isn't going to be stupid enough to keep auto attacking you and getting hit by that riposte. When I'm playing Fiora, which isn't very often anymore compared to how I used to play her, but whenever I did play her, I would riposte maybe once or twice the enemy, and after that they would learn that I would easily riposte them. They would stop auto attacking me, and then if I maxed W, that would have been a complete waste in terms of skill. So you have to max Q first. I don't know why people max W on her. You need the max Q, you need that cooldown. She picked up a kill on Wukong. You saw her pick up that kill. She only picked up that kill because her Q she maxed Q first, so it was on cooldown faster, and she was able to, oh jeez, I just died. She was able to kill Wukong because her Q just got off cooldown by a turret after the turret dive. Okay, I died here because Pantheon's ult came up again and he jumped on me and I died. So nothing really interesting to show you guys there. So yeah, another problem with me playing AD carries is that I don't play them, so I can't adjust to their specific playstyle. AD carries compared to mages, even though they're both squishy champions, the issue is AD carries have to fight at a specific range. They have to they have to keep at a range. For I'm not really wording it well enough, but basically, as an AD carry, you want to always stay as far away as possible from your enemy, but you also want to be close enough to be hit, to be auto attacking them. And so that's the adjustment I have to make. The big adjustment I have to make when playing an AD carry compared to a mage. A mage, you go in, you blow all of your skills, and you get out as quickly as possible and wait for your cooldowns to get off. That's how mages are played. AD carries, like I said, you gotta stay within a certain range the entire time. And I can't adjust to that, especially with Misfortune, who doesn't have any reliable mobility spells. She does get a movement speed boost from her passive, but it's too unreliable, especially now that it gets destroyed by creep. So this is actually quite a difficult game for me because I'm playing an unreliable AD carry. Like, you never see Misfortunes played in tournaments. You will never see her played in tournaments. It's just there's too many problems with her, and Riot's not paying attention to her at all. And that was a good grab by Blitzcrank. He grabbed Nunu. Nunu didn't have a ward, that's probably why he grabbed it. So grab Nunu, we killed Nunu, I picked up the kill, and we're good. And I don't know why they're still chasing. There's no way you can catch an Ezreal with +1 boots and Ezreal with a flash, whatever. So we're wasting time. He's wasting time there. Oh, okay, so there we go. Another tip for 1800 ELO. Prioritization, okay? Chasing after an enemy or going after an objective. Nautilus wasted time, and now he's losing HP and possibly putting himself in danger. Alright? Simply because he thought it would be a smart idea to go through the turret even after he flashes and Ezreal flashed. Okay? What a good play would have been for Nautilus was to, after Nautilus flashed, after Ezreal and Ezreal flashed in response, Nautilus should have backed off. There's no way he could have caught Ezreal with his movement speed. I think he was getting hit. Even though he doesn't boost mobility, there's no way he could have caught Ezreal. Okay, from the distance he was at, there's no way he could have caught it. He should have backed off immediately, backed off with Blitzcrank, and just gone after objective like a turret, or maybe taken out another camp right before he went back. So that's an important thing to know in higher 1800 ELO. Just, if your plans are foiled, like that Nautilus plan to kill Ezreal, just back off and then go do something else. No, just don't. What is it called? This term. Always forget the term. It's called a. I don't even. It's not like hindsight. It's some kind of sight, not foresight. But you basically stick onto something that you have in mind, and you don't pay attention to your surroundings. Tunnel vision. There you go. It's tunnel vision. Nautilus was completely tunnel vision on Ezreal. The moment Ezreal flashed, Nautilus didn't care. He was completely tunnel visioned and went after Ezreal, even though there's no point in trying to chase. And now he gets caught again. Luckily, oh wait, they can't catch him. They're out of range. He walks too quickly. His base movement speed is 405. So actually, I'm surprised he actually, yeah, he has 400. Ezreal has 401 movement speed with the Nunu passive, so that's ridiculous right there. I'm just free farming here. Fiora's pushing top, okay? So we know that Fiora's pushing top, so that means we want to force a fight here. But unfortunately, they backed off, so we couldn't force a fight at all, alright? So Fiora's going top, and we actually have some players who were pretty low on HP, yeah. So we can't fight, so I just went bot to keep farming. I have to farm. That was the issue in lane. Because Blitzcrank took all the kills, it wasn't necessarily his fault. I think some of the kills I couldn't... Actually, no, never mind. Every single kill I could have gotten except for the first one. The first one I got exhausted, so Blitzcrank's Ignite picked up the last one. But one kill that was taken from me was when we were fighting Nunu at the river camp. Nunu was right in front of me. I could have auto-attacked him and taken him out, but I think Blitzcrank took it. And so that's one thing that's pretty important for playing at this ELO, or just in general. When you're playing this kind of comp, or it's not even playing this kind of comp, it's champions. If you're playing a champion that doesn't benefit from getting fed, or everyone benefits, but doesn't benefit as much as getting fed, then you should probably give the kill to someone else. For example, it doesn't matter, like, Blitzcrank could have 20 kills and 0 assists, and he's still going to be the same. He's going to grab, power fist you, and ult you. And great, the power fist, ult, and power fist, auto attack, and ult is just going to deal more damage if he's more fed. But if you give 20 kills to MF, it's going to be ridiculous. Or, like, for example, if you get 20 kills to Brand, or you give 20 kills to Wukong, it's just more... They're just more effective than Blitzcrank would be if they were fed. If that makes any sense to you. I can't really... I'm thinking of a good example right now. So just think of it this way. A hyper... Oh, perfect. Perfect example. Katarina. Katarina is a hyper carry. If she has 20 kills on her, she can completely destroy an entire enemy team. Now imagine if you had 20 kills on a LeBlanc. That LeBlanc is only going to kill one person, alright? She's going to kill one person, and she's going to get out and wait for cooldowns to go down. She has no AoE power, alright? She can take out one person in a blink of an eye, and after that she can't do anything. I would very much rather face a 20 kill LeBlanc than a 20 kill Katarina, because that Katarina is going to destroy my entire team, and once LeBlanc blows all of her skills on one player, she's a sitting duck. Easy to kill. So that's what I mean by trying to give kills to the the champion who can carry harder, alright? So Blitzcrank can't carry as hard as Misfortune, so if possible, he should have tried to give kills to me, alright? And he's dead again. And Ezreal's throwing ults down. That's funny. He probably needed some gold or something. On the other hand, did I pick up... I think I just picked up my IE from all those kills at top. I mean, at bot. I'm slowly catching up. I was actually really far behind in terms of farm. Actually, I still am far behind. I'm 23, 25, creep behind Ezra right now. So my priority right now is to catch up in terms of farm, even though he does have more. Actually, we're even in. I'm up in 1 kill and 2 assists, so never mind. I'm caught up in that sense, but you always have to get as much farm as possible. You never have enough farm, so I need to keep farming. And I'm gonna pick this up. This is pretty awesome. Yeah, my red buff picked that one up, so it's pretty cool. But yeah, I'm slowly, throughout this game, you'll notice that I gradually get better with Misfortune and understand how she's played. In the beginning, honestly, I would never remember to use her E first. Whenever a champion got caught, for example, when Blitzcrank caught Nunu, I would forget to use E. Like, I wouldn't use it instantaneously. I would have to think about it. And when you are very comfortable with the champion, you do things without thinking about them. That's how I play Cat, and that's how I play as Zinjao. Everything's just fluid, it makes sense to me, and it's easy to do. It's all mechanical. And like I said, League of Legends isn't a mechanical game. It's easy. Anyone can do the same thing as a pro can, but the issue is a pro knows when to do it. So I haven't learned the mechanical uses of Misfortune. I haven't gotten the combo down yet, if that makes any sense. For example, Misfortune has many combinations, and if you notice, whenever I make champion breakdowns, I always have combinations, and that's the mechanical part. I'm making it easy for you guys to understand what the important mechanical processes of each champion are, and I just got caught. See, that's another thing with me not adjusting to like playing an AD carry. If I was playing Cat, or if I was playing Zinjao, I could have easily disengaged from that. After they both flashed and I got snared by Rise, I would have disengaged with Zinjao by using my ult and just getting out. If I had Cat, I would have just popped the ward down and jumped to it. But you can't do that with MF, alright? She doesn't have any reliable escapes, and so I have yet to adjust to that sense, to that. And so I got caught and I died. So, just my inexperience with playing a new champion. One tip right now is a lot of players like to, or have a tendency of playing champions that they're not too familiar with in ranked. And my advice always is, always try champions that you aren't familiar with too well in normal games. They're usually a lot easier than ranked games. For me, they're a lot easier than ranked games, and I can learn a champion a lot faster in a normal game where I can fool around and I'm not under pressure to perform well. Like, in a normal game, I can make mistakes and be like, oh, okay, so I shouldn't do that. But in a ranked game, I can be like, uh-oh, should I do this or should I not do this? And I'll just hesitate and I'll just sit there and not do anything because I'm too scared to do so because I'll make a mistake. Alright, so if you want to learn a new champion, just try them in normals. There's no penalties or anything. So as you can see, I'm just free farming. So that's the most important thing at higher elo. It's just whenever you have a chance to do so, just free farm. See this Blitz right here? I don't know what he's doing. He's just running around doing nothing. If anything, he should at least be sitting next to Brad and soaking up EXP. If he's not going to take farm, he should be sitting next to a creep wave and soaking up. Yeah, I just said that. And getting EXP. Try to get as high level as possible. It doesn't matter that he's playing a support. A support that's level 18 is still going to be a lot more helpful than a support that's level 15. I mean, yes. Level 16 support is definitely a lot more helpful than a level 15 support because of the extra effects that you get from a leveled up ult and or skill. So like I said, just because you're playing a support and you might not have the incentive to or have any chance to get any CS, just try to sit next to your teammates and just steal quote unquote steal EXP from them. So I don't know what Pantheon's doing here, but he just walks a terrible pathing, gets caught, and we just take him out like it's nothing. Alright. And so I go off after Ezreal, I exhaust him and I shoot some stuff on him. And I move back, kill Fiora, and I start going after him, right? And so watch this. This is mechanical right here. This is when I figured out how to play MF. So I flash, auto attack, Q, and ult. All of this, it was very fluid when I did this. It was 1, 2, and 3 for me. It wasn't like, okay, I got my auto attack off, I got a Q now. Oh, okay, I Q'd and I got ult. It was very quick and easy for me. This is when I figured out how to play MF. Flash in, auto, Q, and an ult. All in just one quick, fluid finger movement. And oh, they actually tried to surrender. So just awesome. Yeah. Unfortunately, I couldn't pick up a pentakill, but I enjoyed that. Like I said, but I've said this before. My misfortune is at about my AD carry power is about like at 1800, 1900 elo. I don't even think my skill level with an AD carry can surpass a 2k elo. But I'm saying a legit 2k elo because there's a lot of players who don't even deserve to be in 2k elo. I'm just saying people who I consider to be 2000 elo. I do not play an AD carry that would be at that elo. By the way, this is really funny. He doesn't even move. He doesn't even move until he gets jumped on. That's hilarious. Oh man, all of these wards. What the heck? Quick tip: don't put wards next to each other. Sorry, I gotta zoom in for this. You see this? 2 wards literally right next to each other. You're gonna put a ward down, put it in one thing, or at least space it out better. They should have put this ward here, and they should have put a ward further down, like maybe in this bush. Okay. All right, let's go see what happens here. I get caught out because I haven't adjusted to misfortunes of lack of mobility. I went up here, I got snowballed by Nunu. Let's just go back and so you guys can see me fail. Alright, so I walk up, I get queued by Nunu and exhausted, and then I just get jumped on. And it's just terrible. If I was playing Cat, I could have easily shimpoed onto this. If I was playing Zinja, I would have easily ulted and gotten now. I'm going to keep using those examples, but it's just I haven't adjusted to it. It's just to her lack of mobility. If I was playing Ezreal or Tristana, I could have just jumped out of there, no problem. Made them waste and exhaust. So that's just unfortunate. Luckily, we were able to distract them for a little bit. I don't know if it's really going to make that big of a difference. They still picked up Baron, and we're still not in a great spot. Wukong's dead. Brand's up. I'm going to be up in 5 seconds. What items do I have? I have a Fan Dancer and an IE, so I kind of hit like a truck now. So let's just see what happens. What does Ezreal have? He has a Bloodthirster. Alright, so according to some AD carries, I've been told that Bloodthirsters, if you rush a Bloodthirster, you are hoping to have a longer lane phase. Alright, hold up. So this guy's dumb. Yeah. A very bad play on his part. Alright, watch this. I thought this was pretty funny. Oh man, that Q. Oh, luckily I came in and picked them up. Yay. Alright. So even though they took a turret, we were able to respond with 2 kills and also a killing spree shot down. So even though that might not have been worth it as much, we still got something back from it. Right, so what was I saying? I was saying something. Oh yeah, so I've been told that Bloodthirster is not a good late game item. I mean, not a good first item to rush if you're intending to do something in team fights. That's what I'm told. Logically, what I think happens is if you get a Bloodthirster, you're a monster in lane. You have a ton of farm. I mean, you're going to have a ton of damage because you're free farming creep, because that's what you do in lane when you're playing an AD carry. And on top of that, you're going to have infinite lane sustain because of that lifesteal, that incredible lifesteal. So that means you'll be a monster in lane. And so my opinion is if you get a Bloodthirster, you're relying on a longer lane phase. And Ezreal pushed down the turret. If he wanted to keep that advantage that he had over me and use his Bloodthirster to more effectively, he should have froze it. I mean, not froze it. He should have not pushed the turret. And that's something that I think is another tip that I should tell you guys. I don't see this much in lower elo, but at higher elo, whatever I see, or just at higher level play, I always notice that people do this, and it's just what I'm saying is pushing the turret or leaving the minions there. You'll see sometimes in a lot of high elo games that players kill their enemy, push the minions up to a turret, and then they don't push it. They just leave the minions there. And what they're doing is they're denying the enemy and freezing the lane, quote unquote. They're forcing the lane phase to continue. If you're winning your lane, like Ezreal was, and you don't want, and you know you can keep winning your lane, then you don't want, and you know that your teammates are all doing well in their lane. For example, Fiora is doing really well. She pushed down a turret, she killed Wukong. Mid is doing really well. Actually, I think they were doing really well. Rise 153 CS. Brand 142. I guess they were even. But anyways, if your team isn't struggling, then you want to, and if you're successful in your lane like Ezreal was, you want to freeze your lane. You want to push the lane, and you want the turret to take out the creep and deal as minimal damage to the turret as possible, just to freeze the lane. And that's what Ezreal didn't do, and because of that, I was able to free farm, and as you can see, become a monster, because I just free farmed, got a bunch of money, caught up, and then destroyed them. Like, quadra killed beforehand, and now I just picked up, I don't know, I really didn't pick up anything, but I am dealing a ton of damage. I mean, I have 12 kills right now. And, oh yeah, look at my CS. I'm 200 CS now. I'm 10 CS ahead of Ezreal, even though Ezreal had like 30 CS ahead of me before. And that's his fault. It's his fault for pushing the lane, and because of that, I got to free farm. And because I was free farmed, I came back into the game and became a threat, a higher threat than Ezreal is right now. Alright? So, like I said, if you're winning your lane and you killed your opponent, don't push the turret. Just leave the creep there. The turret will kill the creep, so the enemy will lose free farm and they will lose EXP as well. But the lane won't be finished, and you're just gonna keep growing that advantage. You'll see I do that a lot in a lot of my games that I play, and that's a tip that I think a lot of lower elo players should be doing. It's just determining whether or not it's worth it to push or not. And I think that's a pretty high, not too high level, but that's a good skill to have. And now we are going to run around and do something. What's going on? Oh boy, got caught by a ward. Caught by a ward. So, little tip: when you're backing off, you should probably back off in a less warded place. Like, these bushes at mid game, late game are constantly warded. I mean, they're preferably warded. Baron's usually always warded, and Dragon should usually be warded. Otherwise, good places to go back in are like red buff, like I was doing over here, here too as well. If it's not too late game, it's just there are some bushes that are dangerous and others that aren't dangerous. Nunu is doing a really good job warding. Because of his wards, Pantheon was able to pick up a kill here on Brand and nearly take out Nihilus. They forced Nihilus to flash, so worth it for them. Good ward good ward job by Nunu. I guess that's a big difference between 1800 Elo and 1300 Elo. It's wards. Because if you watch my 1300 Elo game, we have no wards at all. And then here we are at 1800, and we have wards all over the place. By the way, they're focusing me, and I die. Jeez, what's going on here? But I have GA, so it doesn't matter. And there's the brand flash, and we take him out, and we're gonna chase after Pantheon. But he flashes over, and then I just back off. I'm like, okay, we can't catch him. Back off. But you see, Blitzcrank still goes after him. So, like I said, tunnel vision. Like, if the enemy is clearly out of reach, don't even try. Don't waste your time. Like, I went back and I was like, we gotta push this turret. We gotta take the inhibitor. You gotta press disadvantage while the enemy is dead. Oh, yeah, so that's another important thing. This actually is a really big issue, even in high elo. People tunnel vision and start chasing after enemies just to clean up after team fight. So a team fight goes on, and it's a 4-for-2 exchange. This is an example right now. So a team fight goes off. Your team picks up 4 kills, and there's one person left. For the rest of your entire team goes off to chase that one person, when you could be going to objectives like turrets or dragon or baron and taking that out. Like, honestly, taking a turret out is a lot more beneficial than chasing after one person. Even if that person has a huge 600 gold killing spree, you can definitely benefit more from taking out a turret. Even in terms of gold as well. Turret gives you, 170 gold from killing it? 150 to the entire team? So that's like 750 gold right there. So that, I think, definitely makes up for not chasing after a player. And by the way, I got caught there again. Like I said, lack of mobility. I couldn't disengage quick enough, and I got caught and died because of my own stupidity. So, too bad. So sad. I'm so bad. Man. And there's the flash. I think he would have been fine. I mean, Rise was coming, Pantheon is here, Fiora was on her way. Ezreal shouldn't have backed it. What Ezreal did right there, if you were paying attention, Ezreal backed off when he knew that Nunu was in trouble, that Nunu was getting chased after by Blitzcrank. He should have stayed and waited and see what would have happened. And if he had done that, what I think would have happened is Blitzcrank went in, Brand went in. After Brand blew his skills, Ezreal could have gone in and destroyed Brand, because everyone else's CC would be down. Blitzcrank's Q was down, Blitzcrank's E was down, their CC was down. Ezreal just walked up and destroyed them, and then disengage with an E if he's in trouble. See, like, Fiora, well, this is the reason why Fiora, why Misfortune, why Wukong, why Brand, and why Pantheon is rarely played. And it's simply because they don't have any form of escape or reliable mobility. And you do see Rise played off in a high elo, even though he doesn't have any mobility. The difference between him and other champions is that he's an excellent tank. Like, other champions aren't going to be as tanky as Rise is. And also on top of that, Rise has a reliable snare. So even if he's being chased down after someone, he has a ranged snare. You can be like, oh, you're coming after me? Alright, no problem. I'll just snare you, and you can't come to me and CC me down or kill me. Alright, and then I pick up a kill here. And then, yeah. So you see Nunu goes off, and I'm like, okay, I'm not going to catch him. I'm just going to push your inhibitor. Take out an important objective. So, I don't know. If Wukong came with me earlier, I would have not have been threatened by this Fiora as I am right now. Alright. Come on. Take out the inhib. There we go. And so, yeah, watch this, by the way. You see this? Like, I'm not staying at the correct range. I got caught by Fiora, and then, even though we traded kills, I died in the process. But we do take the inhib. We do take the inhib, so to me, it's worth it, but I could have definitely played that better if I knew how to play Misfortune in terms of mobility and positioning, because I haven't adjusted to the positioning of playing an AD carry. It's similar to playing a mage in the sense that you want to stay back as far as possible, but the difference is, first of all, I don't have the same skill set, and I have to adjust to her set range. Her range is 550 range, and that's a lot lower than a caster, which usually has a range of 600 and 700 on their skills. But anyway, also, one more thing that I'm not doing as an AD carry is I'm not orb walking. Some of you guys will know what that means. Orb walking is basically attacking while moving. You notice that a lot of high elo players do that. They attack and then they move. They attack then they move. And that's a really good skill to have. You see, Ezreal is not doing it. Basically, I'll explain it better. You attack, and then while you're waiting for your attack to reset, because you attack once, for example, Ezreal has a 1.4 attack. So he attacks 1.4 times every 1 second. Alright, so in the time between your attacks, you move. You use that time to move. And that way you can utilize the amount of time it takes to set up your auto attack. And that's called orb walking right there. And there's a particular way to do it, and this is the way to do it, and this is how I know this is the way to do it, and everyone tells me this is the way to do it. You click on the place that you want to walk to, and when you're walking, you hit a button that targets champions. There's a key that lets you target that automatically targets champions. I think the nearest champion. I don't know. I'm not even doing it this game. I think it's on. If you go to exit and you go to key bindings, I think it's going to be on A. My A is set on my 6th item. All right, so I don't have that key, but I can put it onto something else. But either way, since I don't play AD carry, it doesn't matter to me. So even though you'll notice that I seem to be orb walking sometimes, I'm doing that with just plain clicking, just plain old clicking. What people do is they mouse click and move, and then they hit that A button to attack. So they move, A to attack, move, A to attack, move, A to attack, and that's how they orb walk. I'm just clicking as much as possible. I click away to move, and then I click on the enemy to attack. And that's really inefficient because that requires you to have a really quick mouse move speed, because you have to click away and then you have to click back, away and back, and you need precision and speed with your mouse in order to actually do that. And it's really inefficient, especially at higher level play when people are a lot more mobile and it's harder to target them. It's a lot more difficult. So I suggest, if you're going to play an AD carry, learn to do that. Learn to click away and hit that A button to target an enemy champion. I am not going to learn that because I'm busy with school, so I don't have the time to master anything. Otherwise, I would have mastered another mid champion and maybe a jungle champion. Like, I would have mastered a Moon, and I would have mastered Morgana if I actually had time. Over the summer, I don't know what I was doing over the summer. Over the summer, I was trying to adjust to the new Katarina and also relearn the new Xin Zhao. So that's what I spent most of my time on. So if I had time, if I didn't go to school, I could actually. If I didn't go to school, I'd probably be on a team. Alright, so I hope you guys enjoyed that. If they just surrendered, if you want to see more, please like and subscribe to my YouTube channel. And I will try to pick up another Smurf so I can make videos at 1300, 1400, 1500 ELO. Unless the ELO reset. To those of you guys who don't know, every single year is a season. So currently we're in season 2 because it's the 2nd year of LoL. And every single new season, all ELO will be reset back to a certain ELO, and it's like a curve, like people score this amount on a test, and it curves to something. Like, for example, 2600 ELO players like me would be, for example, 90% on a test, and that 90% on a test would be considered 100%, I guess, and then people below that would be curved. And so this is the opposite of that kind of. And what happened last year was I was 2200 ELO, and after the ELO reset, I went down to 1600 ELO, while other players went down to 1200 ELO from 1800 ELO. But on the other hand, if you are 200 ELO, after the reset, you're going to go back up to, 800 ELO maybe? I don't know, that was just a guess. But either way, if that happens, then I don't think I'll be needing a Smurf. But before that, I guess we'll figure it out then. But whatever, hope you guys enjoyed that. Thanks!